Recording, okay?
Yes.
I'm gonna put it down.
Okay, we have one question here. How would look a very good marketing message? I meant it should be like subscribe here now, or you can subscribe here if you want. So that's a very interesting and good question. Like it depends a lot of how it's your target. If you're talking about Isaac wise, it depends again from the product. There are some products that we need to tell more and give more directions to the customer to tell him exactly what to do. One example that I'm gonna give it to you. When I was VP marketing in Brazil, we were promoting things in a way, and we were giving them like we were just promoting, let's say, global volunteer or even global talent. We were promoting global talent, global talent, global talent, global talent, general wise. And people were getting crazy with so many options that they have, with so many opportunities that they had. And in the end, they were taking like 3 months to go over a process that could last like 1 month and a half. They were taking double time because they didn't know what to do. Some of our customers, and I realized over there that my customers need some directions. What I start to do, there is no global talent everywhere. There is global talent in Egypt, there is global talent in Colombia, there is global talent in Argentina. And I was only promote those things for them. So there are some customers that they need more direction. And how you can realize that, it's again, when you have these people together to you, when you have those EPs that you are calling, you can even get some questions. Hey, I'm calling to you because I received your subscription to our Global Talent program. And first of all, I would like to say that I'm very happy to see that you are willing to have an experience, blah 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 blah. You know your sales pitch, but you can also include in the middle. So when are you thinking about when are you planning to go? What are the places? Because then I can have some more specific things that I can send to you via email if you want. Like it's up to you how you're gonna take that information and how you're gonna collect that information. But you need to take that information from your customer. It doesn't matter if it's in the phone call. It doesn't matter if it's like in the IP induction. It doesn't matter if it's in the middle of the process. But those are informations that you can get. And then, like getting this information, you're gonna be able to see if the message should be subscribe here now, or you can subscribe if you want. From Romania perspective, I would say that we need to go more directly and tell them what's the direction. And the reason why is because we realize that one of the behaviors of our customers, I get all of you also realize that, is that they're like detail oriented. They want to know everything about everything. If they don't have all the details, they won't go for an exchange. They won't go for internship. They won't go for a global, for a startup. They need to know about everything that is going to happen over there. And when they need that much details, if you already don't guide them, they will like keep asking you things and keep like holding and standing on the details that they have. So I would say that from in reality, it's better to guide them and give them some directions of subscribe here, apply now, things like that. Other questions? It's free, I swear. I'm not gonna charge you. Lee might, but I'm
I will charge you with approvals.
good. Now I will charge you also.
Okay. No one else?
Maybe you can sing for them, Lee. Okay, what are the good things that a market campaign needs to have? You are asking specifically for GTG, right? Because then I can give you a more specific answer. Because I think in that sense, cool. Um, in that sense, it's about like something that I'm trying to bring to Romania even more and more. It's about again the information that you're giving to your customer. If you're talking about GT and GE, it's exactly how much detail and how much information we need to give to them. Something that we need to start to do way more. It's work with our corporations. It works like with our partners and promote more our partners, because again, we're gonna give them some kind of guidance that if they don't have, they will like stay a long time. So for example, things that you need to consider when you're thinking like what should be good or not for your campaigns, like how is the conversion rate and how much time it also takes you to have this conversion rate. Because let's say that we have a conversion rate of 100%, which is perfect, basically impossible, but perfect. But if this 100% takes you like 5 months to be 100%, it means that is not good. So two things that I would consider, like, and when I'm giving you these answers, I would give these answers based on these two things, is what's the conversion rate that you can have from a subscriber in the platform, in the database, to actually an approval, and also how much time it takes you to go from this subscriber until this approval. And the first thing that I would say is like, give them information. So give them some guidance, give them like as much information as you can. For example, we shouldn't go with global talent is the experience that will change your life. What is the experience that will change my life?
What is
Global, yes, like global talent is an international internship program. Is that what you're going to do? You're going to go abroad, you're going to have an internship, and you're going to develop leadership during that. Like this needs to be extremely specific. If you can be more specific than that, even better. Like as much information as you give it to them, even better. Let's say that we're saying we give them this information. Global talent is the international internship. How international is that? Can I go to Africa? Are you going to send EPs to Africa? I don't think we would allow you to do that so much.
Only on like Middle East.
Yes, exactly. So at the same time, like, where is this international? How far can I go? What are the countries that are you promoting? These also should contain when you are when you are doing your campaigns. Be specific. Work with your corporations. Work with your like IR partners, and give the EP some direction. Also, something super, super important, consistency. So you don't start posting something and you finish posting something completely different. That will make the customer super confused. I don't know how many of you were in CXO here. I think
all the VPs.
All the VPs, yes. But we have people that are not VPs here, so.
3 is 4.
Okay. Anyway, in CXO we were talking about customer's journey, the buyer journey. I think the VPs that were there know about that. But for the ones that were not there, it's just the basic thing that you need to know about marketing. And if you don't know that, it's time for you to ask for your VPs to explain you that, because they know about that. It's something super simple. It's the most important like concept about marketing. And if you take that into consideration, why we need to have consistency in the whole campaign, it's because the person goes to different stages. And if let's say that in the awareness phase, she understands that global talent is having is challenge yourself and develop like yourself personally. Then when she's in the consideration stage, so she's like, maybe I need to develop myself personally and professional, but I'm not sure if I should do that with global talent or not. Let me go back to that Facebook page and see what they have over there. Then he go back to Facebook page and he see global talent is building an international network. What the fuck? Now I need an international network? I thought that I need to develop myself and the others.
What the?
Lean.
Como é que eu faço? Porra. Como é que eu ponho o negócio do ponto de interrogação no seu rolê? Eu apertei o ponto de interrogação e o contra, não foi. O ponto de interrogação é aqui.
Lean, just kick out. Just close the window. So smart.
I was trying to put a
smart.
question mark there to answer people.
Anyway, guys, you're gonna need to write your questions again because Lynn just closed everything and I cannot
it was only two about the
questions before.
guerrilla marketing.
Anyway, I didn't finish this one.
Okay.
Get out of my computer. She doesn't know how to use it. Anyway, so yeah, like we need to have a lot of consistency from the beginning to the end. Use the same message, use the same ideas, otherwise the customer gets super confused and this will screw up your process. Other thing that you need to have in a campaign, content and people. Content and people are two important things. Let's say that you were like probably, I don't know how many of you have ever booked the Airbnb or a hostel online or a hotel. You go over there, you search about place to stay in Rome. And then you have a lot of places. You see pictures, they are pretty, they are cool. But what actually makes you decide besides price is one of the things, but the other like usually factor that you have for decision is when you go for when you go directly for the comments and you see what are the reviews, what people are talking about that, because you're gonna, and it's different than if you're seeing the company saying that that hostel is good, that Airbnb is good. You're not gonna trust directly on the company because of course they're trying to sell their product, but you're gonna trust in the people that are experimented that product and that live that product. So the same thing works for us. If you don't involve people, if you don't involve your attorneys inside your campaigns, you're not gonna get results because people will see us as like even ourselves. We are as hackers, so people won't believe what we are saying to them. They won't look at us and say, "Oh, I'm going to a global talent because Lee is my friend and she told me that global talent is cool, but she never been to a global talent. I won't trust her. I would rather trust in Carol because she have been in a global talent. I didn't, but anyway, I would rather trust in Carol because she have been a global talent and she experienced that. Whatever she says, she actually lives, so she's not trying to sell me anything. She's going to tell me the truth. Even like in my case, which I had an experience, but I was also an Isaac and I was selling OGV for a time. They were believing me because when I was telling them how my experience was, they could see the truth. They could like feel and experiment. Like, it's different. They could see also emotion over there. If you, I mean, in your case, if you don't have members who have been to an IXP, first of all, send them. But also, if you don't have members that have been to an IXP, that means that you need to get closer to your attorneys. And again, the concept of about managing your local community comes back. That's what you need to focus your efforts on. Manage to go back to that people, and don't think that also like, for example, we have been struggling a lot to receive content from basically all the departments, OGV, OGT, OGE, IGE, all the departments of Isaac Romania. Is super hard to get content, and this gets me like super worried because I don't know how it's actually you delivering like quality experience to your APs. Once you deliver quality experience to your APs, you manage to be more intimate with them, you manage to be more connected with them, and this means that you can have a fast access. And I'm receiving a lot of messages saying, oh, we didn't manage to get content because our attorneys are not answering me. Your attorneys are not answering you because you didn't give them the experience that they deserve. So also thinking about asking those things for them and getting close to them as quality, as a part of the quality that you're delivering to that experience. You need to get closer to them and make sure that this relationship stays even after that. They are part of your community, they are your attorneys, they are part also of the way that you're gonna get like people to your organization to buy your product. Clear? Then I think I can take this one and put together with the one that Christiana did about marketing, guerrilla marketing. You can always do it. I don't believe that much that can bring you good results. It will bring you subscribers, this is for sure. It will always bring you people. People will always look to like, I don't know, if you're wearing blue or you have balloons, people will always be interested about that and they will go for you. But what can make a difference? The way that you do this guerrilla marketing. How I was doing in my term as VP and how I would recommend you to do it. Again, people. You need to bring people that can tell them how that experience was. And something that are like how you can attract. Because if you only have like 3 people over there, they will see 3 people, they won't see a person that have been to an experience. How I was doing in my time, let's say that I have a graduate that did Shape Colombia and that went for a teaching in Colombia. I was bringing that person will bring her flag from Colombia. We were putting the flag on the top of the table. We were putting like some foods that she was cooking from Colombia, some other things that she brought from Colombia, and she was staying there. People were coming to the table and we were explaining what the hell was that. We had the poster of global talent, let's say, and then we were bringing that person. They were making questions. In the end, before they leave, we were also having the table opportunities to go to Colombia. So, hey, you just heard about the story of, let's say, Lynn. Lynn went to be a teacher in Colombia, and I don't know if you got interested in that, but if you got interested, there are also some other opportunities. We have chance for you to be a teacher there from July until December. And if you're interested to know about more information, just leave your email here and your phone number, and they're gonna get in touch with you with more opportunities about other countries also if you get interested to that. This is like how stands, clash outs, and guerrilla marketing should be working. This is how your offline promotion should be working. Like this is how you manage your local community and you manage to get them interested about it. Because again, knowing that the way that the Romanians are addicted to information, they can make all the questions that they want for the returnees once they have this person in front of them. So yeah, I guess that's the main secret. And also like something that I was always telling. For example, I see a lot of persons asking me, "Oh, I need to do flyers." Yeah, flyers are needed at some point, I believe, because at least they need to know who you are. They need to have your contact. But why don't you take this money that you are investing, unless you have like a partnership to print flyers, then it's fine. But why don't you take this money that you're thinking about investing flyers and do a discount promotion? So you have people, you work with a stand over there, and you say, oh, if you sign your contract from today until 7 days or 15 days, I can give you 20% of discount. If you sign in 20 days, I can give you less discount. And if you sign in 1 month, the discount will be only 5%. And this again, you bring emergency, like this sense of emergency to someone, and he will still be in touch with you. And you say, "Give me your phone because I can keep you updated about which are the opportunities, and maybe you can get the discount because you're gonna find your opportunity faster." So, yeah, Maria, I think that's like what I just said. It goes also with you. Like I would work in the same way, even if it's a job fair. Take a return with you. And I will still answer you, Yorigami, but just because the answers like yeah, okay, the questions were connected. The same way should work for you. Maybe you can take someone instead of like taking like just flags about the place that they have been, since it's a job fair. Maybe take the take the person over there and put the logo, print out the logo of this company that the person work. Like bring some things that they can understand and they can see it. And that's things like they shouldn't cost you money. And again, I would super recommend the idea with the discounts instead of spending money with flyers. Like you literally can give them the Facebook contact or your contact in your business card, and it will be the same thing. So yeah, you want to answer, Vika?
Yes, in the sense of e-jobs.
Read, so maybe the others.
Yeah, sorry. Regarding e-jobs, should I wait for the national partnerships to be finalized, or can I create an account myself and start posting? On this sense, like the partnership guys, we're still trying to move on with it. They didn't manage to answer to us in the IT part if they can help on the platform itself. But if you can create an account for free, you should post, but you're the responsible for doing the lead nurturing. And you're supposed to redirect those people to the database, okay? Because if the database, there are opens and then they start to move things on Expo and you can have the control. So this is the most important part, to create the link and all the material that you're going to post there to be brand aligned. So put things on podium before posting, and make sure that the JDs that you guys are going to post, they have to be aligned. It cannot be a random opportunity, you know. Has to be an opportunity. Has a lot of them, like a lot of numbers. For instance, Isaac University in Poland, they have a lot of them. Like all the LCs are promoting them. Or Shape Colombia is something that there's a lot of opportunities. Got it? Or Microsoft in Belgium, there's a lot of opportunities. Or Tata Consultancy Service. Has to be something that is that and is easy to match. Okay, so just for you guys to know.
Cool. If that's clear, you can go to the next one from Christiana. How I can promote the idea of the discounts if many of them don't know about any fee? Simple. If you're not promoting the fee by the time that you are actually promoting that with the stands, which you probably should, like I think at some point they'll have the question, so how is this process? What do you do? What's the step by step? And then you're gonna get to a point where you tell them about the fee.
Also in the induction, like the idea is like the AP induction is the moment to align things with the people and to say, hey, if you are a returnee, if you are this person, you're going to know, you're supposed to know. You have
but
to
she's
have
asking
discounts.
about the other discount that I was telling them.
What discount?
That they can give you some other type of discount. The thing is, for that discount, yes, for that kind of discounts, it needs like organization from your side. So you literally go and you tell them, if you want to register, if you want to have more information about that, and if you're interested about going to the exchange, just let your email here in your phone, because you're gonna have some special offers for the ones that were here today. And then you send them an email or you send them a text message. Hey, so if you come to our MP induction, of course I don't call it induction, if you come to our office to have more information about the product, and you manage to find the job opportunity, like call in a way that they can understand. Don't say, if you manage to approve your opportunity, like they will not understand that. Of course not. So if you manage to find your opportunity, you're gonna get an offer of a discount of 20% if you do that between the next 2 weeks, or if you do that within the next 1 month. Like it can be a follow up, or it can be information that you deliver over there. In my case, I would do as a follow up because it's just a stand. If it was just a stand, but if it is an IP induction, after the IP induction, boom, you can already give the options of discounts over there. Cool. Other questions? I really like this slide. Good.
I hate it. I have a question for you, Kero.
Oh,
In this
yes.
part of the discounts, can they promote, like, they have the promo material, right?
No, they
Can
cannot.
they put, like, the 20%, 20% off or something
No,
like that?
we are not those stores or things that do cadeau, buy one, take out the free. No. We don't promote that online unless it's like a time to do that, such as Black Friday and this
Black
kind of
Friday.
times. Or if it's like something specifically, I don't know, if there's any initiative with something specifically that is very aligned, then we can do that. But I wouldn't advise you to do like locally promoting that through flyers, because even more if it's flyers, like if it's online, I think it's easier to control because they can also see the date of when it was posted. But if it's like offline, you have, for example, let's say that I have a paper over here and it says 15% of discount. If it's 3 years later and I found this paper, I'm gonna ask you and I'm gonna say, oh, but you give a discount 3 years late, 3 years ago, why you cannot give me a discount now? So these things are super hard to control. Either to do that during the special time of Black Fridays, or I wouldn't promote that externally at all.
Black Friday.
Yeah. I mean, that's just for you to know. Also, for the ones that were in Winkle, I was sharing the story of Isaac in Brasilia that did 108 approvals in one day. So that people, like, even though that they were promoting Black Friday, they never said anything about how much they were giving or which kind of promotion they were doing. So they just said, as much people as you have, as big as going to be the discount. What?
300, eles falam que é... Eles falam desconto, mas falam que é menor.
Yeah, they were saying like it was going to be smaller and less charge, but they never say how much, like those kind of things. Buy one, get one free, oh my god, like this, no. Other questions?
Who else, guys? Who from you has an attraction plan?
Mm-hmm.
Considering that March is going to be the peak for attraction, that you guys supposed to do like a lot of offline promo, online promo, start doing the Facebook groups and so on. Like, who has an attraction plan for those things? Because I don't know if you know, like in February it was just ridiculous the number of opens that we had. I mean, both, yes, both offline and online.
Oh, something important, since Origami was talking about that. It's super important how you can coordinate both. So let's say something, I think that's something that Lynn was also passing to you, and also I said during Winco, and I always say all the opportunities that I have. If you manage to have transition with the marketing department, you should also know about that. Like, again, local community management. If you have 1 university, 3 universities, 4 universities in your city, it doesn't matter how many universities you have in your city, you should be in all the groups of that university. You as a person, your attraction team.
The oGET conference.
Cool.
All the team leaders.
So team leaders know, VPs also know.
They supposed to know.
Good.
It was in the output of CXCO, if you remember that conference.
Yes. So like once you are present in those groups and you manage to like James Bond inside them and being infiltrated over there.
Super easy.
Yeah.
I still have them from Brazil.
It wasn't a conference, Lynn. Origami is right. Anyway, once you are inside those groups, it's very important how you can coordinate your online with your offline promotion. So let's say that Origami is going to University of Craiova. I'm always saying Origami because his like image is big over here. It's not because I like him more than the others, okay? I'm gonna change even. Let's say that Cristiana is going to the promo in the University of Pitești. And then let's say that she's going for a specific faculty. I don't know if Pitești has more than one university, like building-wise, if it's split or not. But you go to that place that you are going. You go for the groups that you have over there in your Facebook, and you say, tomorrow we're gonna, if you see, let's say, blue shirts, or if you see a person with a Colombian flag, make sure that you stop by. We're gonna have more information about international internships and the other steps that you could give, like, to your development or to your life, whatever kind of message you want to use. But you need to coordinate them, because right now the main idea is that, like, a lot of people, if, for example, I would put myself into this place, if I will see it's just something, and if I have my phone in my hand, before I go to your table, I can literally go to the internet and type Isaac, and I'll see what are the information that I have about you. So maybe I don't need to go to you. But if one day before I receive information that you are going to be at my university with more information, then probably I'll get closer to you. I'll feel more intimate to you. I'll feel like, oh, they let me know that they're going to be here, so maybe I should go there and ask something, because maybe they have something specific for my course, specific for my faculty, specific for my university, because they're present over there in that group. So it's super important how you coordinate both of your actions. Let's say that you have partners. I know that some of you are doing some initiatives with Erasmus, but I don't know if you have any other, most of you, right? I don't know if you have any other kind of organizations that you're partner with, or if you have any other, like, openness with the university. But why not asking them to post in their social media, in their, like, channels? If they send newsletters to their students, why not asking them to post over there that you're going to be present in that university during that days, and you're going to be there for solving questions, to present opportunities and things like that. And then you coordinate both, and bomba, as Annie would say. Other questions? Yeah. You can talk if you want, you can type if you want, up to you. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, sure. Sure. No problem at all.
Just be careful, like, with the message that you're going to send, because you have to adapt to your public.
Yeah.
So, like, people from business completely different from people from teaching.
Yeah, but, like, brand materials, whatever, like, you put over there, and you can just tag me on the Podio space. I will give you the feedback. It's okay. It's not. Yeah, no. Change this, change that. It's fine. And then you can post, like, everything that I give you approval. You can post like, literally whatever.
Everywhere.
Yeah, you can even print and give to your mom as a present. It's fine. I was actually, that's how I started to know, because like, my designs, I start to make my designs in PowerPointing. That's how I was doing design as OC marketing. The first time that I was OC marketing.
PowerPointing, it's life.
Then I realized that if I need to do good things, I need quality, and for quality, I need Illustrator. So I learned how to use Illustrator on the internet. You can literally Google that. How to do that specific thing on Illustrator, and little by little I was learning. I still don't know a lot, but whenever I need something, I go to Google. It's a very powerful teacher.
Very, very powerful teacher.
Lee always forget about him, and she keeps asking things about me for me, but it's fine. Just because I know way more than you.
You're my personal Google, darling. That's why.
Yes, Lee has a personal Google.
Yes, it's pretty good.
Cool. Other questions? Oh, Origami, write to me later, because then I can send you some of the videos that I have. And they're good. I think they're in English, so. If they're in Portuguese.
You have to learn Portuguese.
Yes.
Sorry.
Che. Other questions?
Come on, Adina, Paul, Flori.
Who is Patrick from SpongeBob?
I don't know. Patrick SpongeBob. Robert from British. Okay.
Hello, Robert. Oh, we have one more person here.
Okay. Robert from British.
Other questions, guys? We have 70 more minutes. It's 1 hour, right? This space?
Supposed to be.
Okay.
If people start asking more and more and more.
I need to eat also, so.
It's okay.
70 more minutes.
Actually, we need to clean the office first.
Yes. So excited. Yay.
Yes.
Welcome the ones that just got in. If you have any questions regarding attraction to OGE, OGT, you can always ask me. If you also have questions about lean, gossips,
No.
I can always tell you also.
About what?
For free.
Such a wild topic.
I feel lost somehow. Yeah, like the thing is that marketing, if you talk about marketing, it's as wide as you want. It can be whatever you want. What you need to, like, basically if I was you, what the questions that I would do is always those questions that you had in your mind. Just don't feel shy and ask them. Probably you'll face something during this process that you question, what should I do? It is recording. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, maybe then I can start to talk about Lean's life, right?
No. So guys, Podio. Does anyone still needs to know how it works on Podio? How postings on Facebook? What type of events also you can do it? Things like that. Content gathering. What the fuck is content gathering? Actually, it's a super good topic for you to start talking, since they have to gather some content for the blogs and everything they need to post.
Okay, so content get. Oh, we have a question about the messages on the Facebook group and so on. Sorry, they need to be with with a lot of information, or only the general things if they want to find more, just contact us. It depends. It depends of who we were talking about. It depends also what we were putting over there. If it's something like I told you, we're gonna be in with some stands and we're gonna go over some classes in the next day, then it's fine. Like if you're actually gonna tell them about some event that is going to happen, simple information is cool. If you're talking about other things, for example, let's say that you are tackling letters, faculty, or something like that, go specifically, but go specifically simple. So let's say that you're talking about letters, you can literally tell them, are you getting close to your graduation and still don't know like what to do? Here are some opportunities correlated to teaching on other languages in this country, blah blah blah. No more, like click here to know more, and then you can redirect them to the link of the registration form. But then like you can give specific information but super simple. That's what I just said. You can have an international professional, like you can go to be a teacher in this country and have international experience, professional experience. Messages only about subscribing the platform. Yeah, I mean, you can connect both. You can give that message and then you can connect like with them subscribing on the platform. That's how it should work. Cool. So I think I'll go back to the content topic. Guys, it's what I was telling you before. Like content gathering, it's it's way more than just actually collecting content. It's the relationship that you have with your returnee, the relationship that you have with your customer. It's all the relationships that you have with all that people that went over your product and that experimented your product. And this is something like content gathering doesn't start after the person comes back or after they are in their experience. Content gathering starts at the point of you do the EP induction with your customer. So by the EP inductions, I don't know how you're doing that, but in all the EP inductions, you should say, Isaac like is an organization that is growing more and more, and is still like we would like to have you as our Romanian ambassador. It's not all of the people that know about Isaac or the job that we do over here. So if you can contribute with us, we're going to be getting in contact with you during your experience, after your experience, and we'd like to showcase your story. Like, put yourself again in the shoes of the customer. Myself, after I came to Romania and I did my global volunteer in Craiova, when I came back, I wasn't an Isaacer. I was just a regular customer. But every time that Isaac was asking me to go to an event and talk about my experience, or to send them pictures or text about my experience, like I was feeling super special, like basically famous. it was super good to know that my experience was valid somehow, and that they actually want to know and I should share whatever I lived over here. It makes you feel important. It makes you feel like what you did actually means something. But in order to ask those kind of things, you need to have a closer relationship with your returnees. So that's what I'm telling you. Like, it starts from EP induction, and it goes until the point where you go with them and you have them, like, and you're showing them opportunities, and you give all the testimonials of other people, and you say, why don't you get in contact with this other returnee? He just came back from Egypt. You were interested about Egypt. Why don't talk with them?
Or a person who's already there.
Yes.
Ancillary returnee.
Exactly. Like what I did with me, like I was so close, but so close to my customers that I was putting like moms and dads to talk with other moms and dads. Because in Brazil, one of the main problems that I have, for example, for Global Volunteer, is that they don't trust in Isaac. So I'm not allowed my child, because we have a lot of like EPs from, at least for Global Volunteer, with 18 years old. And they say, I'm not going to allow my child to go in this thing that I never heard about. Araseki, Arusiki, what the hell is that? So what I was doing, I said, it's okay. Other parents has the same like worries that you had. I'm gonna get you in contact with with the parents of a person that just came back from Russia, and then they were talking with that person. That's how close I was to my customers. And then when this EP from Russia came back, I asked her, is it okay? How was your experience? Like, oh my God, I love so much. Thank you for all the support, Carol. Super helpful. Even though that I had a lot of problems during my exchange, because again, it was Russia. Even though that I had a lot of problems during my exchange, I always get the support from your side, and it was super good. Thank you very much. Like, if you build these relationships, if you take your customer as a person, because that's what they are, like, they are fucking life. It's fucking life that you're taking care of. And you can be closer to them. Like, you would treat any other colleague or any other person that you are getting to know. And then you take that, and she told me, and I asked her, it's okay, like, since you had a good experience, I have a lot of people that are trying to go to that experience, but their parents are like trying to figure it out, and they're afraid of sending their kids to that kind of experience. Would you mind if I gave the number of your mom? No, Carol, of course not. My mom would be super happy to share that. She knows how important was that to me.
Yeah. And also one like strategy that I used to use in my LC was super nice. In the OPS, we had some like preparations for cultural shock, right? And one of the things was like, oh, when you go there in exchange, you are alone, you don't know anyone, and so on. So like it's good for you to go there, make friends, and also like you don't have all the time in the world to keep talking to your friends, right? Like all the time and all your families and so on. So a good thing that you can have to talk to everybody is to create a blog of your own, to share your experience, share the things that are happening, and then you also can keep some good news for all your friends in Facebook, for instance. And then like actually I had 3 Ps who actually did this after an OPS, and they're super happy. Like the blog was always amazing, and I always give the blog to other people. So like a girl who wants to go to Egypt, I always had a blog from one of my Ps who are like amazed and in love from there to send to people, you know. And there was a girl in Egypt, like that's something that's not very common.
Yes.
So it's an idea for you guys at OPSs as well.
Exactly. And in the same way, like it's relationship, you need to make that person to feel special. Yes. For example, again, other example of some EPs that I had an EP that went to Thailand. It was one of the most problematic EPs that I had in my whole life. She had a lot of problems with everything. Literally, she was I'm sorry by what I'm gonna say now. No, she was a rich bitch. So she want everything perfect in the best way. She want to travel to Thailand to take cool pictures. That's how she was. But at the same time, her pictures are super cool. I really want to use those pictures to do showcasing. But how I would get closer to a person like that? I was thinking, if she likes to take pictures and if she wants to take pictures, I need to make sure that she was feeling special and that she understands that it's important. Instead of me just going there, oh my God, can you give me your pictures? No, I was going there and I was saying, oh my God, blah, 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 name. Her name was Diana. Blah, 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 Diana. Your pictures are so amazing. I really like them. Oh my God. Keep posting. Please keep posting them. Keep posting them. They are super cool. Do you mind if I actually use them to also show other people how cool is Thailand? No, Kara, of course you can use. Oh, thank you very much. Again, your pictures are so cool. I just saw the video that you posted on Instagram. Oh my God, super cool. Would you mind to also write me a bit about how it's been your experience and what you think about Thailand? No, of course I can write to you. Like, it's simple. It's relationship based. As my LCP would say, she was kind of a bitch. for all my life. As she would say, you need to be a person in order to get closer to persons. Because we had like
You
a lot
don't
of
say.
no, yeah. The thing is that we had a lot of members that were saying, "Oh my God, I'm so ashamed of going there and ask that to people." Dude, you just need to be a person. You just need to start a conversation. Don't be an animal. Don't be shy. Persons talk to persons. It's normal.
Yeah.
Just engage to some conversation and they will get closer to you. Like, don't treat them as one more ID on Expo. Treat them as a person. We had one more question. How can I split GT by GE, Erasmus plus marketing campaign?
Yeah, I did not get that question actually.
I think she was saying, how can we split GT campaign and the GE campaign plus the Erasmus initiatives? Is that the question? Maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
GE, GT, and Erasmus. Well, for Erasmus, in the sense, like, one, the idea of the thing is for you also talk to university, and then university to push the attraction for you, and then you give the scholarships by the Erasmus, like they apply with Erasmus. So it's supposed to be something like the logistics is the least thing for you. What do you mean no GE?
I think you
plus-
understand. So let me see. If I didn't, you can just correct me, Cristiana. The thing is, GT and GE campaigns, they will be completely different from now. What you're doing from before, we're promoting them in the same way, just making the difference between startup and
Companies.
international company paid. That was the difference that we're doing. Not anymore. Now it's actually going to be something split. They're going to have different pays on the website. Everything could be completely separate.
Do it together what?
Yes, I think then that's a specifically thing from your university,
Yeah.
because like usually the main idea of having the partnership with the Erasmus is to make sure that they are also giving us access to students. So
Yeah.
instead of us going door to door to say, hey, we have GT for you, hey, we have GE for you, Erasmus go and bring us 50 EPs that they are already saying, we have something for you, come to us and come to here and I'm gonna explain you what this is. I think in this case, since the university asks you to do that specifically, there is no reason exactly to be like splitting between what
don't need
the
to.
normal, like the regular campaign that you do for GE. The only difference is that like if that people are coming from Erasmus and you can get this information during pre-induction, you know they have access to scholarships and they should know also about that.
Yeah, how can I apply as well? Because
Yeah.
like since the grant from Erasmus is done by university, and then the university talk to Erasmus Plus, and then they talk to you, it's not gonna be a line. Like every Erasmus is gonna play something with you. So for instance, for Cluj, is like Cluj cannot have the people who already sign up for Erasmus Plus. They cannot offer that G for those people. They have to offer to other people. So like for you, you have that way of doing at the university say they have to do together. For Timisoara might be different. So you have to see exactly like what is the agreement that you guys have, and then do the campaigns on top of it. But the idea, again, as Caro said, is not necessarily like you don't need to split the campaign from GE and Erasmus because they're supposed to be together as well. But then also you have to see like how many scholarships do you have. If you have like, I don't know, 20 scholarships, and then you have all the scholarships done, you cannot promote more with Erasmus because then like it's not fair for the other people because they will not be able to have the scholarship. So also have the sense on how you can approach those things with the Erasmus and with the students. If you need to do something separate, you can do it. But GT is not for Erasmus, so like you don't even need to think about it. You can split them. Like you shouldn't be together anyway.
Cool.
No, it's not for Erasmus. GT. Yeah, exactly. It's not for Erasmus.
Bine. So other questions, people?
Any last questions?
Yeah, that would be the last question. Okay, we have, I think, I don't know if the question.
Orban Daniel. How
can
can
we
we get more applicants and lead them through the whole process without them starting to fear about leaving their comfort zone? A lot of EPs gather fear over time and don't want to go to exchange anymore.
Okay, I'll bring back the simplest way of you to doing that. People. That's it. Because, like, if they're afraid of doing that, it's because they have never done that. And I don't understand that much because the first thing that I need to, like, actually the reason why I applied for my exchange, for example, GV, was because I would just want to leave the country and get out of my comfort zone. But I know that there are people that don't do that. And there are people that are extremely afraid. They never, like, even leave the country or the city that they are. And what you need to do with that people is put them in contact with other people. The only, like, usually fear comes from this, like, unknowing part. I don't know what I'm going to face. Maybe something that is going to make me uncomfortable. For sure it is. Maybe something that is going to put me to actually my limits, and I don't know if I can handle that. We like cry every day. For example, I have a friend that went to Berlin in university exchange, and she was crying every day. Like, Lee met her. Yes. And she's a super fun person. She has a normal life, and she wanted to go out of Brazil to live her life, to live an exchange experience. But then she got there, she found out that it was actually not that easy. She was missing her home and things like that. So people fear because they don't know exactly what they're going to face or not. I think it's more, the fear comes more from the unknowing part of what the hell am I going to do there? How is whatever I'm going to face over there? Then I'm going to do something different. So I think the simplest way is to put them in contact with people that have been already to that experience. Put them in contact with people that are living there, because once you talk with people, this gives you more confidence. Again, using my example, when I was applying for an exchange, I was trying to go to Budapest. It was in my head that I wanted to go to Budapest, but those bitches never answered me. They never replied to any of my emails. And then once I received an email about Craiova, I didn't have any clue of where Craiova was, like really any kind of clue, not even where Romania was, yes. Being very honest. But then I said, okay, like it seems cool, let me try. And then I had my interview with my project manager from Craiova. And that was the time that I said, okay, for sure, that's what I'm going to do. I trust that person. She was answering all of my questions. She was being extremely careful with whatever she was telling me and whatever information she was giving to me. And she was answering to all of my questions. So all the doubts that I had, they got clear now. She even answered me where Romania was, and she explained me with a map where Romania was. So it's putting these people in contact with either ICX so they can give more information and they can be more like calm. Even more take into consideration the Romanian profile that you have, that they need all of those details. Yes. And put them in contact with other returnees, like where they can actually have a conversation. It's not like a sales speech where you're going to put your returnee to sell them the experience because they already know what it is. You're going to put them to tell them the experience instead of selling, to have a conversation where they can clarify the questions that they have.
Yeah, so just also be careful with this term of comfort zone, because also the idea of going exchange is to get out of your comfort zone, especially Isaac exchange. You're going there to develop leadership, it's not going to be easy. So just also explain the purpose of exchange and what is Isaac purpose on the exchange for the person, for them to jump with their heads, something like that. Because I know that they're going to be afraid, and you can make sure that everything is okay for the person not to be afraid of going to a country, but to take the opportunity of going like a GT or a GE is all about letting those things go, so you can change and develop. So just be careful on how you're going to explain this, of course, in this situation, but just take this in mind. That's also.
Yeah, I think the mind that you should have from all the things that you do, so my dad is a salesman. He sells since he's 17 years old. He's really good at what he does. Sometimes he even cracks me and he gets me confused and he makes me do things that I didn't want to do before. So the main, fun. Not good, but it's fun. Anyway, the main idea is that everything that you're telling to a person, you're selling something. You're selling an idea, you're selling an opportunity, you are selling something. So if they come with some kind of what we in Brazil we had to think of no excuses, and I think that's exactly the kind of thought that you should have, no excuses. So the person come to you and say, I don't have money. In my LC, I did that. I had 3 Ps that I didn't have money to go in an exchange. I give them 3 ideas, and one of them I actually did something for them. The first one I was doing, how do you call HIFO? English problem. It's that things that you, it's papers that you put a value to them. People buy that paper, they pay something for that papers, and in the end you have a prize. And then you're gonna sort, and you're gonna take one of those papers, and hey, you are the winner. So you were doing that for one of the APs that were trying to go, but they didn't have money. I literally print those papers so they could sell it. And they're she was selling a bus, she was selling everything. She got in 3 months, she got 2,000 reais, and she went to her exchange in Argentina. one example. Other example, I don't have money. I give them the idea. Do you know how to cook something? Do you know how to do sweets?
Sell it.
The guy was doing brigadeiros for the ones who had
Yes,
Brazilian peas
yes.
in your cities. You probably know, it's amazing. So
Oh,
they were
so
doing
happy.
brigadeiros and they were selling, got money, went to an exchange. Like there are no
Mine too,
excuses. It's
yes.
all about how much you want and how much support again you give to that person. So it's from person to person. I'm supporting you as a person and I'm giving you chances and I'm giving you opportunities. Okay, I don't have time to go. In Brazil, we had a lot of problems with strikes, so the people were having like 3-4 weeks of vacations, and usually, let's say a DV. In my case, it was just a DV, which you should be super easy to sell. I was not giving them options. Oh, you have only 4 weeks? It's fine. Have you ever thought about not missing any of the test that you have, because then you don't need to do like retest later, so you can have 1 week extra, and then for the next week you can try to do your tests early and talk with the teachers. I can give you a paper telling exactly what you're going to do abroad, and you can give to the teacher a diploma of what you did so far. They were accepting, they were going. So don't give them excuses. Like if you need ideas of what you can tell to that EP, I'm sure that Lean and her trackers would be extremely happy to help you with more ideas. So just talk to them, but don't allow them to have those excuses, because that's when you like start to give them the freedom, and you are actually not the freedom of doing whatever they want. Of course, they have the freedom of doing whatever they want, but you're giving them the freedom to go away of an experience that could actually change even those thoughts that they're having, and give them the entrepreneurial like ship kind of mindset and things like that. So it's 9 hours and 5 minutes. I'm gonna give you one last chance to do the final question,
and then
we close the space, because we still need to clean the office and eat. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 0. Okay, so I guess that's it, but it doesn't mean that it's completely over and you are not allowed to make questions to either of us anymore. Of course, you know our Facebook. If you don't know, follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I'm gonna be a Rifty right now. Follow us, Carol Barreto, or whatever you say. Usually Romanians would say
Barreto.
Carol Barreto. So you can follow me or add me as a friend. Just write me a message if you have any questions regarding anything. I'll be more than happy to support you. These days, I know that I have been giving feedbacks to the materials that Origami was doing. I have been talking also with Maria, with Theo from your network. So we are super open to help you in whatever you need. I hope you like this space and help you to have more clear ideas of what to do with this attraction phase, that it was just throwing into you as responsibility of a 6 PvP. But yeah, like if you have any questions after, you can just write me on Facebook and I'll probably answer with a voice message, because I'm super lazy to type, and I always type like wrong things. I don't know how to write a lot in English, so I'll probably answer with a voice message, and I hope it's fine. But yeah, if you have questions, just let us know. Cool. Thank you for coming, guys, and please pass the information to the others that were not here. Okay, have a good night. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
You already have my WhatsApp.
Welcome. See you.
Bye.
You too. Bye bye. Ai. Pronto, agora você pode dizer.